So it's been a long 24 hours since Matt Hancock stood on the floor of the Houses of Parliament and announced that Leicester is the first city to go back into lockdown. I thought I'd spend a few minutes trying to update you for what that means for Bosworth, why this is happening, and what we can do about it. Because I've spent 24 hours speaking to all manner of people, from the police, the local resilience forum, the Treasury, the health department, local council leaders, and people who are concerned about their livelihoods and their business. Well, just before the announcement was made, we had a meeting with all MPs and leaders of the Leicestershire and Leicester Council and Public Health England, who explained that in the northeast part of Leicester particularly, there is an outbreak. In most parts of the country, the virus level is starting to fall. However, in Leicester, it's remained stubbornly high and started to climb. What does this actually mean? Well, 10% of all NHS hospital admissions have happened in Leicester, which is a huge number. So Public Health England demanded that to prevent things from getting worse, we needed to go back into lockdown. Now, there was a lot of misinformation spread last night about maps and where this boundary was, and I've worked very hard to try and get that information and keep people updated. It was drawn between Public Health England and the council, and you can find it on my Facebook site and web page. In essence, what this actually means is if you are inside that red line, you have to return to lockdown as when it was at its most tight. This means that non-essential shops will be closing, bars and restaurants and hairdressers won't be opening, schools will be closing, only to key workers' children will it remain open, and people who were shielding will no longer be able to go back out. And there is a recommendation that everyone in Leicester who's affected stays at home, and only essential travel will be allowed to happen. This is for the next 2 weeks. If you remember, 2 weeks is the incubation period to see how these measures respond. What this actually means for the people of Bosworth is we are not inside that area. On the one hand, this is good news. On the other hand, there's a huge amount of concern about how we make sure people don't flood out of Leicester. And that's where most of my effort's been spent today, speaking to our local police inspector in Hinckley and Bosworth, but also the police commander in Leicestershire and the Home Office and the Department of Health to make sure that we have the resources, the tools and legislation to make sure that there isn't suddenly an influx into Bosworth and the surrounding areas. Rest assured, I'll keep you updated as best I can. If you want more information about the lockdown and how it affects Leicestershire, then actually there's now an update on the website, the gov.uk website. I'll be putting more information out on social media as soon as I get it. Please bear with us. What you can do is follow the guidance, wash your hands, and if you have symptoms, cough, cold, fever, start to lose taste, get yourself tested and self-isolate, go back indoors. Remember, stay alert, stay at home if you're in the lockdown, save the NHS, save lives.